Forever. Dog.
The reading levels are out of control. They're the worst they've ever been. The critical thinking levels are out of control. They're the worst they've ever been.
Critical thinking is scary. That one's scary.
Yep. No, let me continue. And then mental illness is off the charts.
Yeah.
And it's just with Gen Z. Millennials too a little bit. But more than anyone, it's Gen Z, and it's going to get worse and worse. And if people don't realize that it's because of this, you are out of your mind. This is the big change.
Yeah.
Touch grass, You're fine.
That was beautifully said.
That was
Touch grass, read a book. Welcome to the Chosen Family Podcast.
Whoa, Ashley.
I'm crashing.
Don't.
Okay, this is
I
our
guess-
time, Alayna.
Okay, well.
Welcome to the Chosen Family Podcast. Every week we sit around the dinner table every Wednesday and we answer your questions. Whose questions? The patrons. Are we seriously doing this like sub one?
I think this is a new record. We're doing this like
we have that one episode
top.
where we literally started recording and immediately.
Did we? I don't remember that.
Yes, I remember this.
Okay. Well, I'm Alayna Joy. I'm your mom.
I am Ashley Gavin, and I am your dad.
Dad's
Jimmy,
in
I'm
pain.
your hot teenage brother.
And Mac is baby.
And I'm going to Europe.
Wow.
London might still be on sale. Belfast might be on sale still. Maybe Brussels, Vienna. All these cities. So go to my website because this is fucking cool, dude.
That's so exciting.
Bro, I'm going to, I think I counted at least 12 countries.
Wow.
And you've been adding shows.
That's so
Oh,
cool.
yeah, I have.
Dude, you're a worldwide phenomenon.
Very exciting.
I am. I want to sell out 4 shows in London. 2 are sold out. So let's get on the other 2
will.
if they're already up.
You'll absolutely do that.
Supreme Manifester, if
Yep.
you want to
You've
do
said
it,
it.
you will.
You've said it. It's
If you
going to
wanna do it,
happen.
you will.
This is how we know.
It's
we know
amazing.
This is how it goes.
I'm scared about how the shows are going to go, but I've like been practicing taking the pressure off myself completely.
Why?
Because
Are
you
you
just
scared?
because
More
people
scared than shows here?
Americans are known for being really good laughers.
Oh.
So very boisterous.
What?
Yes.
Right.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah.
Mac's like proud.
What does that mean?
We have good senses of humor over here. And we
I
laugh
think
loud.
it's a willingness to laugh openly.
Yeah.
It's like a lack of reserve that some other countries are more reserved.
Yeah, like I've done comedy in France once, but I was so new that and it was so random. It was so many years ago. It was like 2014, 2015. I don't even think I can count the experience. And I was like, oh, they really do laugh quieter here. And they don't laugh as much. And
Well,
also
that's good to know going into it.
yeah. And my references, I have to think about that, and I'm gonna go through them. But I think what I'm just gonna say is, at the beginning of my spiel, just be like, if you don't understand a reference, just assume that I chose the best one and laugh anyway.
Yes. Yeah, that works. That works.
Because, I don't know, a lot. I have jokes about abortion and it being illegal in some places in the U.S., but a lot of these countries have abortion, and so that's going to affect the quality of the jokes. But hopefully, the overall themes of feminism and rights will still.
I'm sure
people will still be able to.
will.
Yeah.
Hopefully they think the abortion jokes are more funny because they're like, Americans are so dumb.
Yeah.
Why is this
seriously.
banned?
Yeah.
And that's definitely, I think, a spin that they would, audiences would appreciate.
Does anyone have any updates?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, things are interesting. And I don't want you to react all sad.
Oh my God, are you leaving?
No. No. I didn't get into the MA, the thesis program.
What?
I know. It's interesting. I feel interesting about it.
Back up a second. Is this the one where you would do a PhD?
No, kind of. So I'm in a Master's of Counseling Psychology program, but it's a non-thesis program. So I basically applied to transfer so that I would do the same program, but also do a thesis. And that transfer got denied.
Okay, so they're what the? Do I need to speak to someone?
No. Okay, so
what is wrong with them?
I think
Are they aware of my hit rate? I know exactly who you are. I know everything about you.
it's just a whole different meaning to hit rate. We've just
No,
completely...
I am
Change the
shocked,
meaning.
and I know like you're gonna be all humble about it, but like I'm actually shocked because I know you well enough to know that you have really good grades. Like you're an overachiever. Like,
My
is it
question
just
is who got in?
no? Yeah, well,
If you didn't.
I'll shoot some people, but okay,
Actually,
hold on. No, this doesn't make any sense. This literally
so
doesn't
let
make any
me-
sense.
I don't actually know the like answer yet because I have a meeting to get like feedback coming up, which I think is also interesting. So, okay. It's interesting, right? Obviously when I found out I was like devastated, but then I went to therapy about it and I like can't even say this out loud. It like sets off alarm bells in my head. But like what if what I'm already doing is enough?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah, it definitely feels weird to hear you say that.
I have the same problem.
It does like
But-
that doesn't feel true. It doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel accepted by me and my body or mind. But that's kind of my
I think though, Alayna, there's also the question of like, this is a degree. Like it is something that you might still want to pursue. It's not like with show business, like I have to internalize rejection so regularly. I mean, like it's become like, I just can't even like think about it. And like when I think about like the path that I'm on with like the internet versus Hollywood and all these different things, there's a lot of me grappling with that with like, is this what I'm doing right now enough? Because honestly, there's so much luck in this field. Like I might have to find a way to make it enough. And when I do think the one upside of show business is that you learn the chaotic nature of the universe so quickly that you learn a lot about releasing control.
yes.
You know what I mean? That being said, like I think that is a good exercise for you. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp.
A lot of us spend our lives wishing we had more time. But if you had unlimited time, how would you use it?
If you're looking to find what's important to you and what you want to be a priority in your life, therapy can help. Through therapy, you can find out what matters to you so you can do more of it.
It is not news to anybody listening to this podcast that I'm constantly complaining about how I'm too busy and I don't have enough time. And yet, currently in therapy, am working on the fact that when I do have free time, I kind of panic about it. So my therapist is helping me figure out where that's coming from and work on getting to the root so I can figure out how I really do want to spend my time in ways that are meaningful to me. If you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online and designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge.
Learn to make time for what makes you happy with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/chosenfamily today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/chosenfamily.
So I have therapy immediately after this. So that's why I have a heart out. And my homework was that I'm like not supposed to think or talk about this until this next therapy session, but that's okay. It's happening in like an hour. We can talk about it now.
Right. Yeah, you did it. You made it like 23 hours.
Thank you. I did it. I could. There's two options.
I just don't think this type of thing is so black and white. Like I think this is pretty gray.
It's not. And like I could reapply again next year. I also could still do the research project myself, and that would still keep the PhD door open because it doesn't really matter if I have whichever degree. It's the research that they're interested in. So I could still do the research. That's an option.
So like, why do you want this PhD? Do you want a PhD?
Well, I don't know that I do. It's that I want that door open. I don't want to not be able to do that if it's something I want to do in the future. But even that being said, like, this really doesn't close that door. It just makes it a little bit more complicated.
Yeah.
And
You're
so,
handling it well.
because I've had,
You're calm.
I feel, so this is the piece that's tricky
You
for
didn't
me.
text us saying that you guys we were going to do the podcast without you. So you're handling it.
You're doing okay.
Yeah.
No, because here's the part that I'm like kind of hesitant to say out loud because it feels scary to me. I don't know, saying it out loud somehow. I don't know. I have issues around this, right? Around the whole like, gotta be the best, gotta do the most, can't rest, must do everything all the time, nothing is enough. Like, right, I have issues around that. But there's also, what? This is like hard for me to say out loud. I have a small, itty bitty, hi kitten, tiny little piece of me that felt relief when I got the rejection.
Listen to that.
What's that about?
This just got complicated.
Listen to that.
Yes.
That's your gut.
And it's
that
like,
probably
I don't
freaked you
want
out
to,
even
it's
more.
almost like feeling like that feels like a confession or like I'm admitting something like bad.
No.
Yeah.
But
You're
that's what
not.
it feels like. Something about that feels like I'm like something is wrong or like something is not like, and I'm trying to, please.
As a friend, I think if this is what you really needed to do, there would be no way in hell this would even remotely prevent you from reevaluating.
Like immediately you'd be like,
That's
I'm
what
gonna
I
reapply
think
next year.
when I think of a PhD. That's what I think, because with show business, there's a really great saying that an acting coach said to the woman who played Pam Beasley in The Office in her book, which is a phenomenal book if you are an actor or an artist in general. The coach goes, if there is literally anything else that you can do and be happy, just stop acting right now. Just go. Because it does feel like life and death sometimes in the arts, as dramatic as that sounds to people. And I think PhDs are kind of similar.
Yeah.
And this is literally every single person that I've talked to who's either doing a PhD or who has a PhD. When I explain to them the things that I want to do and the way that I see my life outside of wanting to teach, like if I ever wanted to be a professor, you need a PhD. Outside of that, they go, don't do that. Don't do a PhD. Like, but yeah.
But because you want to be number one and because you're doing this thing, you feel this pressure within yourself.
Yeah, I feel this pull to like do more, and that I have this feeling that like somehow that will make me more competent, which obviously it would. It's more training. So you have a higher competency, all that stuff. But at the same time,
would it make you more competent?
I guess it depends in the area. It depends what you want.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
we've talked about you like interviewing people and writing a book, and that I just don't think it would make you more competent at that.
No, and that's where it's like I'm trying to kind of this question of like, is this enough? Technically, yeah, that's why I applied to this program, because this is the master's degree that I need to register as a counselor. This is the degree that is providing me the training to be a clinical counselor. It is enough, technically. And also, there are so many, like, this is the thing. Maybe I broke my homework actually earlier than this conversation, because I was looking up other stuff I could do.
You're so bad.
I have
You're
a problem.
so bad, Alayna.
In fact, you didn't even realize
You're
it.
so bad,
no.
bad
Finding
little
ways to do it
Alayna.
without
Okay,
you
Ashley,
realizing.
this is what do I want to do? What am I like? What is my pull? What is my draw? I want to be the best that I can be at working with people. I want to be able to sit with somebody and like be that person that is like the therapist that they go, I've been looking for somebody to help, to listen to, whatever it is. I want to be able to be that person. This degree, the one I'm already doing, is what I need to begin that, right? And then there's all sorts of other trainings. Like I'm interested in trauma, right? A PhD program isn't necessarily what you need to be like competent in working with trauma. you need to go to trainings that teach you about working with trauma. I'm interested in sex therapy, right? There's certifications that you can do in sex therapy. Like,
Alayna, no, go. Sorry, go.
No, you say.
Anyone who has ever met you or anyone who has ever come across your work is listening to someone who has a gift. You have a gift for what you have just described. There is
You can't get that in school.
You can't get that in school. And more than that, it's something that you want to do and that you're passionate about. You will find a way to be the GOAT at this because it already lives inside of you, because you have a gift from God that made you able to do this. And everyone who has ever been touched by you.
Big man upstairs.
Can you take me seriously?
Sorry, touched by an angel. Okay.
I'm saying some pretty nice things right now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, this is... Keep going, Ashley.
Don't you agree, Mac?
Absolutely. How can you disagree with that?
You have the magic touch. You don't need any specifics. You just need what's going to work for you. I don't think you understand what a gift you have. You have something otherworldly in this space. Okay. I am not joking.
That's very nice. Thank you.
Anyone who has ever met, the reason that you are as big as you are is because you are able to convey intangible quality through a fucking screen.
Dude.
You don't need this program.
Also, like, so maybe I need a little more education about what your process is like, but can you not revisit this later in your life as well? Like, if you wanted to start practicing and then you can continue your education at the same... Okay, so you can do that.
So the kind of simplest, most well-worn pathway is to do your thesis with your degree. And that way, whenever you decide to continue pursuing higher education at whatever point, that you've already done that piece.
I understand.
Whereas
it's a master's versus a master's with thesis. And the thesis enables you to go on into PhD.
Yes, exactly.
So if later you wanted to revisit and you didn't reapply for the thesis, then you would have to do the thesis and then you would be able
and it's not necessarily specific to doing a thesis, it's about research. So there are people who do non-thesis master's programs, but then like work in research or work in a lab or whatever it is. And the thing about a PhD is it is an academic like profession, in that you are part of the profession is doing research, contributing to like getting grants and doing all of that on top of the clinical work, if you choose to do clinical work. I am more interested in the clinical work than I am in the research. I'm interested in research. I enjoy it. All of that. But I feel...
Alayna, the more you're saying this, the more I'm like, you might have just been given a gift.
Yeah.
I wonder, but it's hard for me to like...
going right now.
Yeah.
And you have so many other prospects as well. This was just like one of those. Like the book, the
That's
podcast
how I'm
you're
trying
talking
to
about
look
that
at
no
it.
doubt will take up a lot of your time.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at it like that. Like there are still all these... It just kind of feels... It's always hard when a door closes like out of your control. Like it's hard when someone says, no, you can't do this thing.
Yeah.
That you actually, it's like, yeah. And so like there's that feeling. There's a sense of, and I'm speaking about this for anybody who's been rejected from any sort of program, right? Like there's a sense of pride, right? Where you've
of course.
told people you're applying, you've said, and now you need to tell everybody, oh, I was rejected. So there's like the ego piece of it. There's the self-doubt piece of it. That's like, oh, does this confirm that I'm like not like that I'm an imposter, right? Yeah, I'm trying to listen a little bit to that little sense of relief. And like, it almost feels like the more that I think about this, the more this has it potentially has opened more doors than it's closed, because it's almost like if I try to look at it that way, like this summer, I'm not in classes because I started early this last year, so I already took all my spring classes. Because my plan was I thought I was going to spend this summer working on my thesis. Now that that's not happening, it's like, well, there's this open... la 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 la.
Can I say a thing?
Please, because I feel like I'm floundering here a bit.
No, you're not floundering. I just like, I feel like the answer is like right in front of you, and I wish you could see yourself the way that everyone sees you. Like, I wish you could have that the gift of knowing how everyone perceives you, but which is that you are lovely, and so good at the thing that you are saying that you want to be better at, which you will be, but you're so good at it.
Eating better is easy with Factor's delicious, ready-to-eat meals. Every fresh, never frozen meal is chef-crafted, dietitian-approved, and ready to go in just 2 minutes.
You'll have over 35 different options to choose from every week, including Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Also, there are more than 60 add-ons to help you stay fueled up and feeling good all day long.
Plus, they have vegan options.
What are you waiting for? Get started today and get after your goals.
So I haven't received my Factor meals yet, but I am counting down the days to receiving them. I like to make sure me and my partner are eating balanced and less processed meals when we can, but oftentimes that comes with the sacrifice of time and money. And nothing is worse than getting to the end of a busy day and having an hour of prep and cooking and cleanup that you have to do. With Factor, I can't wait to have healthy meals that are prepped and ready to go. Fuel up fast with Factor's restaurant quality meals that are ready to heat and eat wherever you are. There's no prepping, cooking, or cleanup needed.
You can get as much or as little as you need by choosing your meals every week. Plus, you can pause or reschedule your deliveries anytime. Factor is less expensive than takeout, and every meal is dietitian approved to be nutritious and delicious.
Head to factormeals.com/chosenfamily50 and use code chosenfamily50 to get 50% off. That's code chosenfamily50 at factormeals.com/chosenfamily50 to get 50% off.
But what I'm thinking about something that I do a lot is I reflect on how a lot of the things have gone in my life, the way that I got into college, the way that my first job went, and how my path in stand-up went. And I see a lot of patterns in, like, you know, the routes that I followed, you know, that are maybe a-traditional. And look at what you've been doing your whole life. Like, you've had several massive events that like took you in a direction that you didn't think you were going to be going, and they actually ended up being the better thing for you. Yeah. And I'm sure I'm not aware of several of them. But like, even with your YouTube channel, I think that is probably, but like, I think, you know, like maybe there is something to this pull that you have. Oh boy, Alayna, I'm about to drop a bomb. Okay.
Oh my God, hit me with it.
Maybe, you know, maybe you do have, for whatever reason, have this gravitational pull towards a sort of optimal life path.
Optimal. That's a good. Yep. Yes.
And quotes in that.
Yeah.
And really, the thing that you need to do is something far more unique to you. And that is actually what is so special about you, and the thing that makes you amazing, because you're so good at that other thing.
Oh, Ashley.
And perhaps the fact that you have that pull towards the optimal path and you're not really supposed to be on it is why people get so much out of talking to you, because you can relate to all these people who, you know, things aren't going their way. You can really feel their pain.
Oh, Ashley. Damn.
I read something the other day about, what was the quote? I'm going to butcher this. I read something the other day about pain, and there were so many other pieces to it, but the piece I remember was one of the questions to ask yourself amidst it is, does this bring me closer to the human experience? Does this widen my understanding of the human experience? Does this broaden my empathy, you know, my capacity for empathy, those kinds of things, which sounds maybe similar to what you're saying. Yeah. I feel weird.
I think letting go of this would probably be good, and I think you probably are on the right path.
And that feels simultaneously, there's like this little itch in the back of my brain that goes like, yep, like there's relief here. Yeah. There's more here than you're seeing. And then there's this massive screaming, fire truck alarm bells going like, but that's terrifying, or something's gonna go wrong, or this is not enough. What's gonna happen?
Because it's like threatening everything that you've been building and everything that you've
and your natural inclination
accomplish.
Yeah, and I think there's a sense of security in being like, oh, this is the path. This is the path that works. This is where that path ends. And this is what my life looks like once I've completed that path.
Yes.
And now it's like, someone's dropped a cement block in the path.
Yeah, but this is not your first cement block, Alayna.
No, that's true.
And you're really, really good at self-reflection in these moments. And I don't know. I actually am. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh, of course this is the way that it happened with Alayna. Now you're going to do something.
It is really impressive the way you can listen to the little voice and not just immediately be like, shut the fuck up.
Well, it was at first, it was shut the fuck up. And it still is mostly that.
Yeah, and I understand, and I'm not trying to like disqualify. I know the pain of that. I deal with the pain of that a lot.
Yeah.
But like, I think you're going to build something bigger and better once you go around this cement block.
Yeah, and that's kind of where it's like, maybe this can be exciting. Like maybe this can be, now I have space to build something that's my own. Or
give yourself permission to do the big things. Because I remember we had that conversation when I was in Vancouver, and you were like, I just don't really know where to take this. And I think a PhD program is just a really easy substitute for that. You were talking about all these huge ideas, and I was like, Alayna, you should go for this. But they're big, open-ended, creative pathways that are fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
So of course, this happens to everyone. Well, what do you think everyone's doing in law school? We have a surplus of lawyers. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there are too many lawyers, because when people get to that point in life and they're like, you can't just have a college degree anymore. Oh, scary, no more path, law school. That's what people do.
Right.
So like, I understand your desire to go that direction, but your dreams are bigger than that. You're way bigger than a PhD program. That's what I think.
Not to discredit everybody working really hard in PhD
No, I
programs.
think to discredit every single one of them.
Yeah.
But those people have a different type of dream. And this is why, like, if you were supposed to go and research and publish, I'm telling you, people with PhDs, like, they're like, I'm going to find a cure to XYZ. I'm going to research this thing. And come hell or high water, I'm going to discover the atom thing. Yeah. I don't know PhDs. Blech.
No, but you're right. Because it is, they're in a perfect world, or like your kind of ideal candidate is somebody who has that pull
towards research.
Exactly. To discover something, to answer
but that's
a question.
Not you.
No, I guess it could be, though. Like, it could be me. It could be,
know,
in an alternate timeline, it could very easily be me. But perhaps...
Not that I know what I'm talking about, but I've had two therapists. One with a PhD, one with a master's social work. Okay? And the PhD guy, he's actually quite famous for his research. And he has a whole bunch of books published. And I loved him, and I thought he was a great therapist. And my new therapist has a master's, and I think might be better than him, even though he was famous. And I loved him. And I feel almost bad saying that. Yeah. But I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah. And whether I did a thesis or not is not going to affect, it will have zero impact on the level of training I get in terms of clinical work. It will have zero impact on my capacity as a therapist. Yes.
You just said like you wanted to focus on the clinical side of things.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and like I'm really in the works of starting, this is now a bit of a sidebar, but like of starting my own podcast. Like I really am doing that. And maybe but that just feels scary because that's just such an unknown. I don't know, that could flop so easily.
No, it couldn't.
Easily. How would
Can
it
you
flop
can
easily?
you fuck the fuck off? You have, first of all, you have this podcast which is feeding people in.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
You're welcome. And so all of my fucking people, they're your people now. Okay? And I don't know if you noticed, but I'm about to surpass Mac on Instagram. So you're looking at the big dog in the chat right now.
Oh, wow.
Okay?
I
So
haven't looked at... Guys, I don't actually pay attention to your numbers. I love you for who you are.
I pay attention to my
I love
numbers
you
every
for
fucking
you.
day. And
I love
Mac
you
is
for
still the
you.
big dog on TikTok. So now
Oh, God.
you're the big dog. So
Great.
you have all of our Big Dog Mac and Big Dog Ashley feeding your numbers in there. You have a YouTube channel. You're going to put this on your YouTube channel. Okay.
Yeah, your thing is
You're
long-form content.
Yeah. You're clipping it up. It's going to go. It's going to go.
Okay, thank you.
All I need from you is to hire a fucking editor. Okay.
Yeah, I need to. I have to figure out the logistics of all that out yet. But again, then I'm kind of like, oh, maybe my summer opens up a bit and I can put more energy into that project. And also there's also like so many specific trainings that I see happening around me that I'm so interested in, but I can't go to because I'm in this program and I don't have time. And so it's also like,
The more you talk, the more this seems like a blessing.
seriously.
I understand you're upset, but all these doors that are opening up, it's so much. Like, this is so much stuff.
yeah.
A whole summer.
Yeah.
You have a whole summer
Yeah.
to put energy into what you want to put it into. That's for you, like, unheard of.
Well, yeah.
And you've been
that's-
talking so much about how afraid you are of the unknown and like starting these projects. Like this is a really good opportunity for you to buckle down. It reminds me of when the pandemic hit and I couldn't do stand up and I knew I needed to get so good at social media, and I'm still not, but like I had the availability to sit down and every day do social media like it was my job.
Yeah.
Like it was my job. And now you have this opportunity to do that with whatever project it is that you want to do that with.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so easy
you're
when you
good
have
at
other
social media,
excuses. I'm okay.
You're
I'm no
good.
Matt Rife.
You make viral clips, bro.
Thanks.
Yeah. You're about to pass Big Dog Mac.
You're about to pass it.
only on Instagram, and I'm sorry that I phrased it that way, Mac, and I'm sorry that I look like
Why
I'm
would you
obsessively
apologize
checking
for
the
that?
numbers.
Why would you apologize
Why?
for that?
I don't know. It looks
No
like I'm
one's gonna get pissed about that.
It's yes, they are. The chronically online people are going to be like, "Wow,
Oh,
Ashley's like
come
checking
on.
the numbers and comparing."
What? Well, yeah. It's
Well,
literally
the other
our
day
jobs.
I went to Mac's profile and I was like, "Oh my god, did I catch up with Mac?" That's how it happened.
That's great.
The reels.
I think all
Reels
three
are
of
the
us
way to
will
do it.
celebrate when you pass Big Dog Mac. That's like, that's
Well,
great.
right now
we'll be
I'm
okay.
unsearchable. I'm unsearchable on Instagram, so you've got a few weeks left because my Facebook got hacked, and so now my whole situation is fucked up.
Listen, my Instagram following hasn't changed. Like the number hasn't changed in, I don't know, 6 months. Like it just stays the same. So
Do you post reels?
yeah, I'm not very, I need to be better at it.
Okay.
Just generally. Instagram, I don't. Well, this is the thing. I don't have time. Like,
It has to be a very specific kind of reel, though, I've noticed. But this is
Yeah,
sidebar
you
anyway.
have to be talking to someone about how they're in love with their best friend and they're secretly gay. That's what I find works for me.
Wow, niche. Yes.
If I'm telling someone that they are gay, that shit goes viral.
yes.
Now at the end of every show, I say, "Who needs me to tell them that they're gay?" And I do.
Okay, not to sidebar too much, but are you guys also, like, terrified of reels, though?
No.
Why?
Dude. Because those end up on different areas of the internet so much faster than TikTok, and it's terrifying. I had a reel that it was...
Because they go to Facebook.
Oh, my God. You're so
That
right.
makes sense.
Yeah.
I had
That
this
makes
reel
sense.
that was like me and my girlfriend decorating, and it was like a joke about me moving a bunch of shit, and then she was like putting flowers around.
Oh,
and
I
shit
loved
like
that one. I showed it to my
It was
girlfriend and
fun.
I was like, look, it's us. Look.
But that reel, I think it just hit like 10 million views, but it's
Damn.
because it was so controversial.
What?
Why was it
Com-
controversial?
Yeah, right? The comments, first of all, there were like threads that were like, I liked this video and then I saw that she was a lesbian.
Well,
and
yeah.
then then everybody's arguing, and that was like 1,000 comments.
Well, there you go.
And then
you got to get people
there were
arguing.
Then there were people getting pissed about my girlfriend's arm hair.
Oh, that's constant. I see that
Comment threads.
constantly.
Are people okay?
No, they're not.
Don't even get me started. I get so fucking pissed about it. These people are insane.
Yeah,
these
it's like
these men are insane.
yeah.
Who the fuck has
And
time to
then-
be upset about arm hair? Everyone needs a little more chronic pain. Let me tell you what. If people had a little more
Be
chronic
distracted
pain,
a little bit.
let me put this out there. A few more people need to have a dead father, chronic pain, get canceled. I mean, there are bigger things to worry about.
Yep.
All right?
Yep.
Like, this is so
It's
stupid.
so true.
But these kind of people don't listen to podcasts, except for maybe like
Yes, they
Joe
do.
Rogan.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obsessively.
Yeah.
But
Women
anyway.
having arm hair is going to be the downfall of society. It's just the beginning. It's a slippery slope.
And it doesn't matter when men have it. It's not unhygienic when men have it.
Unhygienic?
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
so
Well,
they'll
like,
be-
armpit
somebody
hair,
will
body
respond
hair.
and be like
Body
somebody will
hair on
respond
women.
and be like,
People think it's
"Why does it
unhygienic."
matter? Like it doesn't matter, and then they'll respond and they'll say, "Well, it's just unhygienic."
yeah.
Do they know what that means, though? I don't think they know what that means. I'd be willing to wager money that if you got into a conversation with them, they say things like reorientating. Have you noticed this?
Why was that so? Why did that come to you so quickly?
Because
She's been sitting on that one.
Yes.
because I watch Love Island, and year after year, the words that are being invented by the youths, you guys can't read. And then
Actually,
I found
that's
out.
besides the point.
Hold on. I found out that they literally cannot read because for a period of time in America, perhaps still going on right now, they stopped teaching phonics.
Yeah.
What?
They stopped teaching
teaching
phonics
it.
and they were only teaching sight reading to kids. So
Right.
there's a whole, in addition to them being, oh my God, don't get me started on Gen Z. In addition to being addicted to the internet and thinking that is some other mental illness, like, no, you don't have that mental illness. You are addicted to the internet and you have social anxiety because you've never spoken to people. They also cannot read. These kids in like 12 years are going to be our senators. And they are going to be up there going,
okay.
it's giving.
So
And that's great though. Like this is every
No.
Alayna.
listen.
easy for
Every
you to say
single
you're in Canada.
Yeah, you're in
every
Canada.
Well, yeah, that's a bit.
You have
distressing.
phonics.
We do have
you
phonics.
have phonics.
We have phonics.
We don't have phonics
But
anymore.
listen, every single generation ever has gotten older and then looked at the younger generation and gone, "Oh God, we're screwed." And
Okay,
feel
we
like
never.
it's
and
different.
I see
feel
that,
like this
and
is
I
different.
raise you data. The reading level. Reading level. Okay, this is not just my personal point of view.
Yeah.
The data, the reading levels are out of control. They're the worst they've ever been. The critical thinking levels are out of control. They're the worst they've ever
critical
been.
thinking is scary. That one's scary.
Yep. No, let me continue. And then mental illness is off the charts.
Yeah.
And it's just with Gen Z. Millennials too a little bit. But more than anyone, it's Gen Z and it's going to get worse and worse. And if people don't realize that it's because of this, you are out of your fucking mind. This is the big change.
Yeah.
Touch grass, motherfucker. You're fine.
That was beautifully said.
Touch
Dad
grass,
rant.
read a
That was
book.
beautifully said.
We didn't
Touch
even say
grass
dad
and read a
rants.
fucking book. This episode is brought to you by Squarespace.
Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online.
Whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content to time, all in one place, all on your terms.
I absolutely love Squarespace. I've been using it for years and it's grown with me as my career has grown. When I started, I loved the video collection so that people could go online and see my stand-up comedy. And then when I started selling merch, it was so easy to put my first set of merch up there. I couldn't believe how quickly I started making money and how beautiful it all was. And, you know, like it really looked like a professional storefront for people that wanted to get my merch. But the best thing about Squarespace is that it has this thing called Fluid Engine, which is a next generation website design system. And it's so easy for people to use. I have a computer science degree. I don't need to code anymore because now I have Fluid Engine, and it makes this beautiful customizable website for me. And it's so easy to use. Anyone can do it. You do not need a computer science degree.
So head to squarespace.com/chosenfamily for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code chosenfamily to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Did we intro the podcast this time around?
Yes, we did.
Yes, I did.
Okay, thank God.
We did like 1 minute in, and then you were like, "That was the quickest we've ever done." And
Oh, because I wasn't sure if it was... Oh, should we recap the whole podcast from the beginning?
And then Alayna was like, and we were like, "No, this is good." And you're like,
And then
we were
Ashley
like-
was like, touch grass.
Thank you for listening to the Chosen Family Podcast.
Wait,
we
we're
are
ending it
every
here? We
Wednesday.
didn't do a question.
Go to patreon.com/Chosen Family Podcast to
this is
submit
not
your
the
questions.
end. Listener, this is not the end. Don't turn this off. Don't we want to answer a question quickly?
wow, this was like symbolic for Alayna's thesis journey, wasn't it?
Wait,
Ashley was like, "Wait, this is the end. Goodbye." And Alayna was like, "No,
no, there's more.
this isn't the end."
Let's do a question.
A quick one? I see something about corporate world, so I think it might be on theme.
Okay.
Let's see.
Interesting how you skipped over the one about how to not come so quickly.
That was the other graphic one that I was looking at last.
Is that a person with a vulva? Because
Last episode.
honestly, why do you care?
Let me see.
They go into why they care. Is that what we're answering?
I think
No,
it sounds awesome.
They say, when I engage in self-play, I finish super quickly in a matter of minutes, or if a vibrating toy is involved, seconds. I understand as a cis woman, this is usually not an issue, but I find multiple consecutive orgasms too stimulating. It can impact the rest of my day, feeling tired and overly sensitized to the point where I mostly have to write off the day's plans, which is a bit of a lady boner kill when planning some quote unquote me time. Self-pleasure
I've ever heard.
is
I'm so
super
sorry.
important to me, but I don't currently know how to engage in it in a slower way where I don't finish too easily or quickly and I can actually enjoy
I
a
have an
slower
answer to-
process and longer journey.
I think you need to up the difficulty. It sounds like you're like green squaring it, and you need to be on a double black diamond. Find the weirdest way that you can come and do that.
Oh, that's
Hump
fun.
the arm of a couch.
That's fun.
See if
That was a really good answer.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. Like,
No.
do
That's
something.
good.
Go crazy. Do it over your pants. You know, like
Yeah.
challenge yourself with your masturbating.
That's fun. I like that answer.
Find the weirdest way that you can come via challenging yourself. That's
like
my
it.
answer.
That's a great answer. I think we could leave it at that.
Think about something horrible.
No, don't do that. No, now we're taking it too far.
Think about the
We
most
don't need
awful
to
thing that you
Pavlov's
can.
dog, trauma, and orgasms. That's
I'm not saying trauma. Think about something you just shouldn't be coming to.
No,
like,
because then but again, we're gonna Pavlov's dog someone who already thinks they're
like a
coming too much.
golden retriever running
Let's
through
not.
a field.
Let's not. Now
Okay.
we don't want to train bestiality. It's not.
Think
I'm not
about
saying
any
tr-
of the Twilight movies.
Think about what do we want to train that's safe?
We
What
don't
about
need-
what about a windmill in a beautiful landscape?
You know what, Ashley? I think your first idea was really good.
Yeah, I think we should just stick with the
I
first
think
thing
that
you
one
said.
was
No,
great.
hold on. Let's think of other things that are great, not people or animals, and couldn't make you horny. What are those things? A rambling
sunset.
river, a
Taking a
sunset.
bath.
No,
lemon
bath is horny.
peel,
Lemon peel.
pretty
Yeah.
flowers.
Think about someone like
Helping an old lady across the street.
no old ladies, no old
No.
ladies. Think about
Guys, you guys are recreating that episode of Glee right now,
what
where
episode?
the football team thinks about like car crashes so that they don't come while they're making out with their girlfriends.
But we don't want it to be a car crash.
I
Because
just like the first thing you
Same
said,
thing. The
Ashley.
first
I just
idea,
like the
Ashley,
first
was
idea,
great.
and
It
now
was so smart, so good.
Think
yeah,
about me.
so smart.
Think
not gonna
about
help.
That's not gonna help anything.
If they're listening to this podcast, that's not going to help.
think
hit rate.
about
What do we have for dinner?
What about this sound? What about like an annoying sound, like the sound of like rubbing a balloon?
Ew, yeah, nails on a chalkboard.
horrible.
Maybe you could like improve your feet, like
Guys, oh my God,
styrofoam,
stop. Both of you,
styrofoam
what are
rubbing
you
together.
doing?
Or like maybe a challenge that you want to get better at in life. Like
You know
maybe think like, oh, like
Dishwasher
getting on the
etched
treadmill.
Glasses.
You guys are crazy for this. They
Brutal.
said how to take more time
Brutal.
to come, not how to not come at all.
Well,
we
it
don't know
sounds
their
like they can come
sensitivity.
so
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah. Seconds.
If
Seconds
I
is,
thought
like,
about
amazing.
These horrible sounds during, I would not be able to, and I would also
Yeah,
probably
but
start
can
crying.
you in seconds?
Yeah, but Mac, you have a
As
different set
is.
of problems.
seconds?
Yeah, this person finishes in seconds.
With a vibrator.
Yes.
Seconds.
That's
Less than a minute.
that's
crazy.
wild.
But
And
I
impressive.
still don't think the sounds.
Right.
Okay. Well, you heard me.
Listener, write
Hump
in.
your couch and think about a windmill.
I think for the social clip
Grab
of this
a
episode,
pillow.
I just want a bunch of things Ashley said.
Just
Touch
a list.
grass.
Yes. Just Ashley quotes from this episode.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
What do we have for dinner?
We went outside and we fire roasted a hot dog.
And some foraged plants? Can we
Yes.
forage some greens?
Mushrooms and greens. We went
Sounds good.
outside
We went outside.
and we touched fucking grass.
Yeah. And we came up with we didn't have greens. We forgot to pack greens. So we came up with a solution to go out and just find greens that we maybe never thought were possible to eat.
Yeah. But
And
don't
they
eat
were
random
delicious.
greens.
Or mushrooms.
But do come on them?
No, but
All
do
right,
check
thank you
out our
so much for
Patreon.
listening.
Patreon.com/Chosen Family Podcast. That's what makes this show possible. Truly.
Yeah.
We have bonus episodes over there.
And we get all our questions from there.
It's true. We do.
Goodbye.
Okay, thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks
See
for
you next
listening,
week.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Chosen Family is a Forever Dog production, hosted by Ashley Gavin, Alayna Joy, and Mac INGEMI. Edited by Danny Jewell, executive produced by Mariah Nicholas. Forever Dog Productions is Joe Cilio, Alex Ramsey, and Brett Boehm.
Forever.